Hello, my loves. Thank you for joining Spiritual Messages from a Star. Hello, 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 hello. Thanks for using me once again for a personal reading. Now, I do things a little out the box, okay? Some say it's wrong, some say yeah, some say go for it, some say it don't matter, whatever. But I do readings, different types of readings. This reading I do with missing. I do people that are missing. I do celebrity readings. I do people that I don't know, never met in my life. I do people that come to me. I do people over the phone. So I do different types of readings. This reading is she's seeing a guy. They're not dating, but she's seeing a guy. And she just wants to know if it's worth her time. There's going to be some problems. Is he really for her? So she just want to know, so she know either to move on or this way towards him or away from him. So I decided I would help her out. So she asked for me to help her, and hey, so I'm not going to say the names on here for client purpose and not to get sued and all this stuff, but here we go. The first thing I see is I'm going to call him Mr. Berry. I see Mr. Berry needs to rely a little more on people that's around him. And he needs to start delegating. He needs to start asking others to help him, instead of trying to do everything himself. So it looks like he put a lot of things on himself. He don't ask for help, even when he needs it. So it's saying it sounds like either a lot of tasks he needs help with or an issue he needs help with, and he doesn't go to other people. He sounds like a private person, kind of private, so he doesn't ask others to help him. So that's what it's saying. He needs to start asking others to help him, and he needs to start relying a little more on people that's around him in his circle. He also received the two numbers that came out, 1 and 8, 1881. Something to do with 1881, or the individual numbers 8 and 1. But the 1 is an angel sign, which means his life is easygoing, is being aligned at the moment. And whatever he's doing in his life, or whatever you're doing, Mr. Berry, in your life, and whatever path he's on and living his life, that is the best one for him at the moment. At the moment. Doesn't mean it means it's aligning. It's not aligned, it's aligning, so it's almost shifting. His path is shifting. So whatever path he's on at the moment, he's starting to be in tune with his shift, but he's still going through transitioning. So he's not aligned on his path fully yet. So it's some other things that he's gonna have to learn. Some other things he's gonna have to learn until he gets truly aligned on his path. But I do see he needs to make a wish. It's like creative energy into making some type of wish. A wish. And then number 8 is another spiritual message. Means something good is on its way to him. And this could be a relationship, a job offer, or even something that he's been praying for, wishing for. It's saying it's on its way to him. And I see a fresh new start. Like I said, his path is starting to align. It's still in transition, but it's aligning. Because I see like a fresh new start is coming in for him. And it's telling him to not waste time, and to immediately, like right now, start working on whatever his instincts is signaling him to do. So 1 and 8 is significant on his path. The number 1, 8, something to do with 18. This could be 18 days, 18 weeks, 18 hours, something to do with the number 18. Let me get a little bit more in his cards. It talks about him being a natural born leader. Mr. Berry, you're a natural born leader. You're a visionary. You're an entrepreneur. And yeah, and you're an entrepreneur. You like I said, creative energy. Something you're trying to create to be independent. Something you're doing probably business-wise or whatever it is. It's like you're independent. You're doing it yourself. You're the entrepreneur. But it says you are a visionary. You're creative and you're a visionary. And of course, it says it talks about you being a natural-born leader. That's mostly entrepreneurs are natural-born leaders and they're visionaries. So he already has the makeup. He already has the makeup to be this entrepreneur. But it talks about him being impulsive, like really impulsive and really quick. He does things quick and on impulse, and he can be ruthless with it. He can be ruthless with this quickness and this hastiness and being impulsive. But I do see him having like high expectations. He's having high expectations about himself. But he does things in haste. Some things he does in haste. It also talks about, because it keeps talking about him. It's talking about him. It's showing who he is, which I can see he's a determined person. He's very determined and he's skilled. He's a strong, powerful man. He's a strong, powerful man with, and he's very resourceful. He's very resourceful. And he's very direct. He's very direct with his emotions. Like, it's no guessing game. It's either I like you or I don't. I'm not, but I either like you or I don't. We're gonna do this or we're not. Or he's not gonna tell you what you want to hear. He's gonna be direct on emotion, so it's no confusion with that. So that's his attitude. Is he a fire sign? Because I see a connection with the fire sign. Like he's either like a Leo, Capricorn, Aries, or a Sagittarius. He's either one of these or he's connected to a Leo, Capricorn, Aries, or Sagittarius. Also see him being connected to water signs, something to do with water signs. Now there has been confusion around him. Confusion and ill intentions around him. Confusion and ill intentions. I'm not sure if this is him causing, Mr. Berry causing confusion and he has ill intentions, or is this surrounding him? Is this the issue, confusion and ill and intentions that he's used to that's surrounding him? It talks about youth, something to do with youth and education, because a lot of his cards were clubs, and it stands for youth and education. Education and youth is surrounded around him. But it also talks about irresponsibility. He's irresponsible, dealing with youth and education. It's an irresponsibility towards youth and education. And he can be stubborn. I see he could have like the inability to change. Like he doesn't want to change. Like I'm fine who I am. I'm fine where I'm at. It's he fights change, and he does have a little bit of ego, like egotism. Some of that gets in the way. His ego gets in the way of his inability to change or to want to change, and with that, it causes him to miss out on an opportunity that he can miss out on opportunities that come to him because of his inability to change and his ego. Because what Spirit is trying to do is get him to let go like to break old patterns, letting go and breaking old patterns, letting go and breaking old patterns. That's what he needs to change. He needs to change by letting go and breaking old patterns. And he has to do a self-sacrifice. And that will be a self-sacrifice for him to letting go and breaking old patterns. And that causes him to be in suspension, stagnant, like just floating, just there, just floating, because he doesn't want to go, like, he wants to go forward, but he doesn't want to change to go forward. And he wants to let go and break old patterns that he see that is not conducive to him on his path, but it's hard for him to let go of these old patterns, which, like I said, it will be a huge self-sacrifice for him. It then continues to talk about young. This guy sounds like he's young, like a younger guy, and he has dark hair. It says a young dark-haired man. Now it don't have to be, but it could be. His attitude is questionable. His attitude is questionable. And it says his passion could end in pain. This passion could end in pain. But it's saying two different things are going on. Because it also talks about a dangerous person. Oof. It says if you are a man, and we're reading about a man, this dark-haired younger guy, whose attitude is questionable, it refers to a dangerous person. Let me keep reading. I don't know if this dangerous person is him per se. I don't know. Just take heed to what I said. It also talks about well-being and balanced. A big change is coming ahead for him. And he's about to solve his problem. He's about to solve his problem. Because he has two paths to choose from. Two paths. Two paths will be available to him very soon. And the choice is staying in. Now, this is talking about a job or career, or this is talking about a relationship. But he has two paths that he can go on. It's two choices. He can take on something new. If this is about a job, he can stay in his current job, or take a new job or career path. Or he can take on this relationship that you're talking about, that you're asking me about in this reading. He can take on a new path with you in the relationship, a new relationship on the path of you. Or he has another path he can go on with somebody else. Goodness. It's saying he's trapped in fear. He's trapped in fear. He's fearing change. He's fearing change. And it's in his mind. He's trapping himself in his mind. He's trapped in his mind because he's like, which paths do I want to go on? Which path do I want to take? But it's something he has to face in the shadows, in the dark. I already read it for you. I don't know if he's a dangerous man or is danger around him, or like I said, his attitude is questionable. It could end in pain. But it's something he needs to face in the shadows. in the dark in order to bring to light. Or it's something in the dark about him that will come out into the light. Something hit his heart. Something's in his emotions. Something is dead center in his heart. Dead center in his heart. And he's dealing with some heavy emotions. Heavy emotions in his heart. Which is causing him to be trapped in fear. Where he's going to have to face the dark. He's going to have to face something in the dark that he's been hindering or not wanting to change or holding on to. But in order to, the thing is, he has two paths to choose from, sweetheart. Mr. Berry has two paths to choose from. He can either stay in the dark and continue to be trapped in fear, something that whatever's hit dead on in his heart. You hear that? Did you hear that? Okay. I won't be tripping. We just heard like a noise, like a bird or something like that. I'm just wait a minute. Oh, I'm sorry. I have my homegirl here with me and sitting on my readings. So he could either be, yeah, whatever's in the shadow. If he doesn't face it, he will be continues to be trapped in the dark by his emotions. Or he can face the shadow side, bring that out in the light. Tie up old ends, loose ends, and come out of the shadows and use his emotions to create something in his passion. Because it's something creative, something he's passionate about, that something ignites his passion. It could be creativity, like I said, it could be in the professional field, job, career, or it could be relationship. But something has ignited his passion and got him all in his heart. And this will lead him to everything that he wants. A material harvest. The food, the shelter, the money. He will have all his needs met. And he will go towards his wish fulfillment. Which it says a fresh new start. He has a choice to make this fresh new start. And to not waste time and to immediately start working on what his instincts are already telling him to do. What his instincts is already signaling him to do. What his heart is already signaling him to do. But he has a choice of two paths. So I can't say which way he's going. Because he's stuck here. Trapped in fear. And facing the shadow side. He's still here. So either he will remain here until he's ready to make this change, or he will move towards wish fulfillment, which is going to be all that he needs, because something in his heart, something to deal with his heart. But it's saying that he needs to start relying a little more on people around him. So really, that was all your reading. That was your 12, well, that was more than 12 cards, but that was your 12 card reading. More cards came out, so I just took it. I think you had like 16 cards, 16, 17, 18 cards that came out when it was supposed to be 12, but hey, messages go the way it go. So I pray that answers your question or helps you out on your path. You just look for these signs and wonders, and you just talk more. I mean, it's enough just to start a conversation. And the conversation should be loving, compassionate, and maybe he needs your help. Maybe he needs, it says rely a little more on people around you, so maybe he needs to start relying on you or something you can do so you can be reliable to him. I'm not sure, but it's his path to choose. But I can only read the messages of the cards. So use this as a tool to help you in your relationship to decide what path you would like to go on. Can you wait for him to change? I'm still stuck with this dangerous man and this questionable man about his attitude. So I don't know. Does it have something to do with him being trapped in fear? I don't know. Ask questions, sweetheart. Ask the questions that your instincts are telling you to ask. And ask them with love. And you may get the story that you're looking for. He may open up to you to tell you why he's scared, he's afraid, or trapped in fear to make this leap of faith, this jump. So I thank you so much for tuning in to Spiritual Messages from a Star. I'm so glad. Thank you, my goddess, for joining my class also. And I will see you next week. No, I will see you later on, probably tomorrow, because I'll be on live. So I thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. And send you much love and light. Take care.